who is the master Sofer. That means he's a scribe of Stam, Sifrei Torah, Torahs, and Teffilin and Mezuzot. And when I was here, I thought, you know what? He shows such interesting stuff. I'll make a short, live video of what's involved in writing a Torah, a Mezuzah. You'll see all the stuff and the interesting things that are over here. I'm just looking at his desk that he works at. He has like some hair stuff over here, and he's got like various implements, ink, and even a quill that he writes with. So say hi, Rabbi Schneid.
Hi, how you doing?
Okay, he is an awesome guy and a friend of mine. And whenever I buy mezuzot, I buy them from this man because I really trust him. And trust is a big area of this, as he's going to explain to me. So he's decided to give a few minutes of questions to me. So what do you do, Rabbi?
What I do? I mostly check over Sifrei Torah, Tillin, and Mezuzahs that other people wrote, because most of the writing is done for economic reasons, labor reasons, in Israel. So it's almost impossible for a Sofer in Muncie, price-wise, to compete with a Sofer living in Ashdod.
In Israel?
Yes.
Okay, but you are able to actually write a mezuzah?
We could write. There are people in Muncie writing a mezuzah, but the price will be 3 times what it costs to get one from Israel, and the Israeli ones are just as good, and we can support the Yishuv. So
you do it here. I got it.
Buy Israeli products.
So tell us a little bit about what goes into it. So this is actually a Torah. This is your Torah?
This belongs to somebody else. This is an old Torah. This Torah is for sure 150 years old.
It's 150 years old. And what kind of Torah is it?
This is a European pre-war Torah, right? Looks like from Poland. Decent condition.
What does that mean?
From Poland, because the script changes slightly from country to country. So you can definitely look at a Torah and say, this is from Russia, this is from Poland, this is from Lithuania, this is from Germany, this is from Czechoslovakia.
The script changes depending on where it comes from.
The style of the script changes. This is Iraqi. This is the way the Torah is put together. The layout is different.
Are the letters ever different?
They're all basically legible one to the other, but they're all different. You could have a shin with a flat bottom, a shin with a pointy bottom, a symmetrical shin, a non-symmetrical shin.
Can you show any difference? Do you mind with your pen or your quill, whatever? To show the difference between a letter and how that works? His bag of goodies over here.
It's easy for me to show you something like this.
Okay.
So this would be, let's say, a Sephardi shin.
This is Sephardi shin.
And this would be a Hasidish shin, let's say, from Europe.
Hasidish shin. Oh, I see the triangle on top, the Hasidish shin, Rabbi.
And then you could see an older Sephardi shin, where this middle head would be facing this way.
Cool.
And then you could find a modern shin, Israeli.
Israeli modern shin. It's like there's actually a style that comes.
You see this comes straight down?
Yeah.
This goes symmetrical.
Yeah.
This is Israeli.
Wow, so cool.
Right? This is older Sephardi. This is more modern Sephardi.
Wow.
And there's all these variants. Then there's a Russian one that has a little tail over here.
So you could look at a Torah or Tefillin or Mezuzah, and you'll know which part of the world it comes from.
And when.
And when.
Yes.
Because over the centuries.
Right, the style changes, right? So there's nobody basically writing like a Czechoslovakian or German style.
Anymore.
Because there's nobody writing Torahs in Czechoslovakia or Germany. And plus everything becomes more standardized because people go to yeshiva, and there's a Mishnah Berurah, and there's a Shulchan Aruch. So everything more or less converges and becomes very, very standard. So today you have basically 3 types of writing. One Israeli Sephardi, one Israeli Ashkenazi, and then you have the Chabad people have sort of like much older style Russian script. Some of them, not all of them, but
Very
a lot
cool.
of them, which they call the Alter Rebbe's Ksav.
Alter Rebbe's Ksav, that's all the Lubavitchers out there.
Yeah, not all of them. Some of them just have.
Can you show me, because when you write a Torah or a Mezuzah, or you're correcting it, that's what you do, you'll use that quill over there?
Can I use sometimes when I actually fix things.
Yeah. This is a little...
Probably use, if it's very fine line, I will use my pilot pen.
You can use a pen just to fix it up?
Yes.
Okay.
And if I wanted to, this is very popular now in Israel, they have plastic nibs,
Yeah.
cut to different sizes, with a hechsher.
What does that mean with the hechsher?
I don't know, the people are very averse to trying new things.
That's
So
it.
automatically they'll say, is that okay? So this already had a hechsher from Rav Ovadia, Zichron Livracha.
Wow. So this is like an old one. This has been passed down, you're saying? It's...
No, you buy them. They come in different color plastics. And you
this
stick this on the end of a pencil or something, right? And then you will be able to dip and write.
Can I see an example of that?
and-
Could you mind doing a little dip for us?
I don't know if this is going to write. We'll see. Right. Yeah. The pen basically only makes two lines. It makes a line like this and a line like that.
Right.
And all the letters have to be made with those two lines.
Wow.
But the letters really are all the same letter because you have, for example, this is a yud, that's a vav, that's a resh, that's a hey, that's a ches, that's a taf.
Wow. So it's basically a combination of different letters to make up one letter.
That's just adding on to letters. Then you have combinations of letters. You could have a chaf and a vav, which if you connected it would be a mem.
Wow.
But if you put the vav on top, you would have a lamed, and if you put the vav over here, you would have a kuf, and if you put the vav over here, you would have a tes.
That's so cool. I
So
love that.
This is called like Lego script. You take little pieces and put it together. So,
That's amazing.
so really, to actually learn the letters is really quite simple, and you do not have to be an artist. And,
How did you get involved in becoming a scribe? I mean, do you think could I do it? Would I be a good scribe? What do you think?
If you're a male Jew above 13, which you appear to be, so then you're okay.
Then you're good to go. How many years did you train to do this?
You could learn this in 6 weeks.
6 weeks?
Yes.
But you have to have some credentials.
It's not rocket science.
But you have to have credentials. People
That's
have
the
to trust you.
credentials. If they trust you, they have to know you.
I mean, let me ask you a question. I heard a halacha, Jewish law, when it comes to writing a mezuzah, for example,
Yes.
that if there's a mistake in between, you can't go back and
It
fix
depends on what the mistake is. Certain mistakes you could fix. Most of the mistakes you can't fix.
So you're trusting the scribe, the Sofer,
exactly,
to...
but you are trusting the shochet, right?
You're trusting the shochet, right?
And you don't know your shochet, do you?
I don't know.
There you go.
I know the supermarket where I get it from.
There you go.
How long does it take to write a mezuzah, top quality mezuzah?
Like 3 hours.
3 hours for a mezuzah. And
Top quality mezuzah.
and to fill it-
a fast mezuzah?
Yeah.
Could be 3/4 of an hour.
3/4 of an hour.
Yeah.
And how long to write Teffilin?
Tefillin could take like a nice tefillin, 3 or 4 days.
And Sefer Torah? How long does it take to write
They
that?
usually say it takes a year, but that's giving himself time. And 9 months, 10 months.
9-10 months. And what would a really the highest quality mezuzah would go for how much?
Oh, here in Muncie, you can buy mezuzah for $200 more.
$200. And a top quality Teffilin with the whole thing and the straps and all the other parts?
Top quality above $1,000.
Above
I'm going
$1,000.
to tell you how much above $1,000 because a lot of this, I call this the esrog market. Right?
Okay, so it's inflation.
No, it's arbitrary.
Okay.
There you go. This esrog is $50. This one is $200. Oh, you're wealthy for, okay, for you, this is $200.
Oh dear.
You see.
And how much would a Torah cost? An average size Torah?
Torahs? Now, really doesn't depend on size. It depends on skill and penmanship. Not depend on size. And the nice Torahs now are going for above $40,000.
$40,000 for
Above
Torah.
$40,000.
Wow.
For nice Torahs. Just beautiful Torahs, you probably could pay $50,000, $60,000.
Right. Top quality.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
Which depends on the skill of the Sofer.
Right.
On the other hand, you could also pay for the reputation of the Sofer, that even if it's not as nice, it may be more because he has such a good reputation, and you want to buy from that very fine, God-fearing man.
Right.
So you will pay more, even though it's not physically as nice.
Right.
And that's the way to go.
That's very cool. Sometimes I can see there's like hair over here. So can you tell me what that's for? Why a rabbi sofer's got hair in his...
Inside the tefillin, you have to wrap every parsha that goes inside the tefillin, every scroll, has to be wrapped with hair. And the minhag is to use cow hair. So
Customs use cow hair.
It doesn't have to be cow hair. It has to be any kosher kind of animal. So, but the minhag is to use cow.
Yeah.
So we have cow hair, and if your parsha is not wrapped in hair, your tefillin are not kosher.
Not kosher. I just got a message here from my friend Ashley David Milstein, I think he's watching. He told me his Torah, which he bought, and I was actually there for I put a letter in myself, was $90,000.
Top. Okay.
You know, okay, Asher, you have good stuff, brother. What can I say?
You have to understand that every sofer only has one hand. Right? You can write with one hand, and if he's the top sofer.
Yeah, he was. I met him. He was top.
Yeah.
That was top of the line. Yeah, we got you, Asher. We got you, brother. Right, and that came with the mantle and all the other stuff that came in. All other stuff. Okay, so basically the hair. This is real. Now, does it have to be? Does the animal have to be killed in a kosher way or something?
Kosher kind of animal.
Kosher kind of animal.
The actual parchment for these Torahs is 99% not shechted animals, because the skins that go to Israel come from all over the world.
Right.
They come from Argentina, from Holland, from France, from the United States, from all over the world. Right? And they are not shechted.
Okay.
And nowadays, what they're getting in Israel are all embryo skins. That's why you notice the Torahs are getting smaller.
Yeah, they are smaller. That's right.
That's why.
I thought it was because it was as light as a lift for a husband.
No, they are lighter because the skin is very thin.
Right.
Because a Polish Torah, the skin could be like cardboard.
Yeah, like the old Torahs are like you try to lift them, you can't even pick them up.
Right. Because they're much bigger skin. They didn't kill pregnant animals in Europe.
Right. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. So this, I mean, so you did you go buy this cow hair from someone? Is there a store you go buy cow hair?
I used to get it from the shoftim, and then I used to go
slaughterers.
Wash them out in the wash machine, and then comb them out and whatever, because they come like all filthy. Now I got lazy, and the person who seals my tefillin orders this from somebody, and they're already cleaned.
Right.
So I get it. But when I first started, I actually did it.
Cool. Rabbi Schneid, if someone out there wants to get a nice pair of tefillin or mezuzot or even a Torah, can we come to you? Can you hook us up?
By all means, or any other Sofer in Muncie, actually.
That's very nice. Okay, so if anyone's interested in mezuzah, I buy mezuzah from Rabbi Schneid all the time. Gives a great price. If you're interested, you need, let me know. I'll be happy to hook you up. Thank you, Rabbi Schneid. That was really awesome. I really enjoyed that. That was so cool. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Take care. All the best.